Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to talk about Old Bengal. It is in 1781 to 1840, and it was the time when Muslims were badly oppressed by British and Hindus. Haji Shariatullah found that Muslims of East Bengal had been oppressed both by Hindus and by the British. Previously, the Muslims had been the ruling class in Bengal, but when British took over, they were previously Muslims were ruled by by Sirajud-Dowlah, but Sirajud-Dowlah was defeated in the Battle of Plassey, and British took over that area. After taking over that area, British started working along with Hindus, and most of the lands of Muslims were snatched and given to the Hindu landlords. Those Hindu landlords started oppressing Muslims, started exploiting them, started even the lands were owned by Muslims, but still now as these the ownership of lands by British were given to Hindu zimidars. So they were quite oppressive against Muslim farmers, and in this manner, these were Muslims were given very few opportunities in education and employment, and in the result, many important Muslim families had been reduced to near poverty. Haji Shariatullah started the Farisi movement to restore the pride of Muslims and to remove what they thought that Hindu practices of worship had creeped into Muslim society. So we are going to move ahead with rest of the details, which are very interesting. How Haji Shariatullah worked for these Muslims and how those Muslims who were oppressed and who were taken as prisoners, their sons were taken as prisoners by Hindu zimidars, and their families had to work very hard, and still a lot of big share of their produce was taken by Hindus without even any reason, and lives of Muslims were in trouble because of floods. There was no welfare work. So in this manner, we are going to move ahead with rest of the very interesting slides, how Muslims got rid of that worst situation, and those Muslims of Bengal who were oppressed, they became so brave like Bengali lions. Now let's move ahead. Before that, subscribe the channel, share it with your friends, and watch the video fully to see all these interesting details. Now, if we see Haji Shariatullah was there in those days, he went for Hajj, and when he came back, it was the area of Bengal where he stepped down. And when he came to that area, he came to know that those Bengali Muslims were so much in trouble that they had to follow even many Hindu practices to please Hindu zimidars, and they were in debt, they were paying interest, their lands were snatched, their produce was reduced, and their lives were in hell. And in this manner, even in many areas of Bengal, they could not offer prayers together, they could not say azan, mosques were locked, and Muslims were slowly and gradually, many Hindu practices were enforced on Muslims to be followed and Muslim practices to be left. So in this manner, Haji Shariatullah decided that there is a way out from this. And first of all, he collected all those, he opened the mosque, he collected all those Muslims, and he started telling them about the true sense of Islam. And the Muslims told him that they were under financial pressures of Hindu zimidars. That is why they had to follow whatever is ordered to them. So in this manner, Haji Shariatullah gave them a very interesting solution. First of all, he told them that Muslims were under the financial pressure of Hindus because they were paying interest to them, and interest was haram in Islam. So in this manner, he said that stop paying interest on the loans you have. You don't have to pay whatever interest money is there on the loans which you took. And in this manner, Muslims were convinced that if they had to pay only that loan which was there on that, that was reduced to small amount. Secondly, he also declared to the Muslims that it was the area which of their forefathers, and if the papers of those lands were snatched by British and given to Hindu landlords, still by the Islamic law of inheritance, those lands those lands of their forefathers could not be given to Hindu zimidars according to the law of inheritance of Islam. So many of those lands which were snatched by Muslims because their papers were transferred in the names of Hindu landlords, now Muslims were convinced that even if papers were given to Hindu landlords, but Muslims were the only owners of those lands. Some other problems were there, that Muslims up to then had become very poor, and in result they did not have even enough food. They had not enough good living. So no jobs at all. So he collected them all. He told them that if they start practicing Islam fully, and if they are going to depend upon Islamic rules of namaz, Hajj, Roza, and Zakat, those things can save their lives. Now, Muslims were surprised how. He said that if Muslims are offering their prayers together, then their sense of unity will develop, and they are going to know about who was in more trouble and how they could help each other. Sense of brotherhood, sense of sharing was going to support them heal their wounds in a better way. Secondly, he said, if you have less food, start fasting and start opening your fast together. So, in this manner, with the barakah of that, opening and sitting and eating together, your food problems will be solved. Then by related to interest-based loans, he had already convinced the people. Now people were facing some relief. But on the other hand, British and Hindus were also planning. So whenever there were British forces coming and pressurizing Muslims, there was the need to fight back and to tell them that Muslims knew their rights, knew their social rights, and they were not going to go under those Hindu pressures and British pressures. So in this manner, he united those Muslim farmers who were oppressed, who were weak, and he gave them the sense and spirit of jihad. And he said that that is why jihad is the basic one of the basic rise for Muslims, because it is going to defend them from many of the social oppressions. So in this manner, Muslims realized this thing, and they who were weak, now they were together. They were more purified, and they knew how to defend themselves. They started developing their sense of unity and sense of jihad, and then they reacted to the British oppression and Hindus oppression in such an effective way that British and Hindus could never pressurize them. In result of this kind of oppression, Muslims lives were so hard that their families were in worst conditions, and many of them were taken to far off areas for prisons, and they were tortured over there. Their sons were imprisoned, and they couldn't get rid of this. So this situation, when they became united, their situation became better, their lives became more organized. They started giving more importance to their mosque, which was the center of their unity and center of their awareness. So this social awareness developed such a sense of unity, such a sense of social welfare, such a sense of social rights in the people of Bengal, that they became most educated with the passage of time and most aware of their social rights. So politically, they became more united. This is the reason the first Muslim political party, Muslim League, was established in Bengal, and Bengalis were very clear about, they had political awareness, they were very clear about their rights, and they knew how to convince British, and they knew how to talk about their rights. So in this manner, that is the reason Pakistan Foundation of Pakistan movement also started in the same area, and those people were united and they knew how to present themselves. Even when Haji Shariatullah was effectively working in this area, even if he was very popular, but British knew and Hindus knew that this was the person who had brought this consciousness in the people, and he was the courage of those people. So they decided to push him, exile him from that area. So that is why a local administration of Dhaka decided that he was not going to live in Bengal anymore, and he had to go to his native area, Faridpur. He went there, but he continued working for these people. People of Bengal used to write him letters about their problems, and he used to answer them for with those to solve those problems. And in this manner, those oppressed Bengalis became very aware, and they became very smart. He couldn't use the common letterboxes and post office for this purpose, because British had a keen eye on his activities. So his son Mohsinuddin Dudu Mian was serving these people to bring their problems in writing to Haji Shariatullah, and then Haji Shariatullah was writing answers to those people, and his son was working for it. He kept working for almost 14 years for this purpose. And then Haji Shariatullah died in 1840, and Mohsinuddin, as he had no restrictions of living in Bengal or Dhaka, so he came to Bengal and he started working for uniting Muslim and training them to develop the spirit of jihad. So in this manner, Muslims were united, Muslims were active, and wherever they were pressurized by any of the government authority, they were able to answer back properly. So in this manner, it was a very successful movement, even if it worked for the help of those Muslims who were oppressed at that specific time, but it had a long-term impact on the Muslims, and the Muslims of Bengal were very smart and socially and politically conscious people, and they knew the importance of unity. So in this manner, Hindu influence on Muslims minimized, and both of these leaders, Haji Shariatullah and his son Mohsinuddin, they were the ones who united these Muslims for a common cause, and the aim was public welfare. So in this manner, this is the end of the discussion about Haji Shariatullah. I hope you enjoyed this. Now, subscribe the channel, watch the video till end, share it with your friends. And there are many interesting upcoming videos which can help you understand the history. Thank you so very much. Take care.